Hello, welcome to Gen Z Finance. I'm an older Gen Z on the cusp of being a young millennial, documenting my financial journey here on YouTube and over on my Instagram at Zennial Finance. I post a lot more about my life and how money impacts my life. During the start of each month, I look back at the previous month and update all of my account balances and provide an update on my net worth. I love tracking my net worth because I just think it's a really important financial statistic that kind of gives a good overview of your overall financial health. I am using my own spreadsheet that I created to do this. You can check out the details for the spreadsheet and get a copy of it for yourself in the description box down below. Normally I go through all of my specific accounts and talk about the new balance and the changes, but this time I'm only going to highlight a couple of things. First thing I'm going to highlight is you can see that between all of my cash accounts, that is almost at $25,500, which is a decrease of about $750 from last month. That's due to a couple things. I did invest quite a bit into my brokerage account this month, and then I also paid off a lot of my credit card balance. I had a couple of months in a row where my credit card balances were kind of high, even though I was paying the statement balance in full and not paying any interest. It just kind of moved over to the next month where I put a lot on the card and then that carried over. So I paid a lot of those off in June. So that's why I actually kind of lost a lot of cash, but it's not like I was spending crazy or anything. So the other thing I wanted to mention is in my 401k, I managed to put in $2,248 this month. And you can see if we look at the previous months, I normally put about $1,500 in. That's because I did get a bonus. The gross bonus was $2,100 for my job, and 33% of that bonus went into my 401k, as well as the normal 33% of my two normal paychecks that I would have gotten in June. So June was a big month in my 401k. The other thing I wanted to mention is, like I said before, I did put a lot into my brokerage account. Again, you can see a breakdown of where I got this money and how I was able to put this much in if you review my June budget recap video. But I did manage to put $1,100 in when normally I aim to put like $200 to $300 in a month. And so then for my liabilities, you can kind of see what I was talking about, where I had been carrying some higher balances on my credit card and how I kind of paid them all off this month. You can see that in previous months, I was in $800, $1,100, $1,300, and now I paid those all down to just about $170. So now if I come into my dashboard, some of this is kind of hidden, so I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see my total net worth is $70,282.84. And you can see that is a $98,500 increase since I first started tracking my net worth in February of 2019. So I am so close to hitting that $100,000 increase in net worth. I've been eyeing this milestone now for a couple of months, and I definitely think I will be hitting this in July, which is awesome. But for now, I'm about like $1,500 short, but it is still really exciting because I did hit the milestone of reaching a $70,000 net worth. An overview of my assets: 36.2% are in cash, just under $45,000 invested, and that makes up 63.8% of my assets. Overall, for the month, I invested $4,129.42 across all of my accounts. And so here's a breakdown of all of my asset accounts. So as we talked about, all of my cash on hand is sitting at 36.2%. Longtime viewers will know that one of my goals for 2021 is to get my cash on hand to make up 35% or less of my assets. So I am really close to hitting that goal. I'm only about 1.2% off. And so I definitely think now that we're only halfway through the year, I will definitely get this below 35%. My 401k now makes up 30.6%. So that's sitting at $21,500. My HSA $5,100, which is about 7.5%. My Roth IRA is sitting at about 16.5%, and that is at $11,500 and almost $90. My small retirement plan with my part-time job, that is only about 371%. And then my brokerage account is almost at 9% of my assets at $6,200. So again, flipping back to my spreadsheet, you can see just that breakdown of assets and liabilities. In total, my net worth increased by $5,476 from May, which is an almost 8.5% increase. So $4,100 of that $5,400 growth came from my contributions. The market was kind of, I think overall it was a kind of a good month, but I feel like it was a little slow. And then year to date, my net worth has increased by $27,400, which is a almost 64% increase since since the beginning of January. So that is all really awesome. Here is the chart that I kind of used to track my net worth, and I have gone ahead and colored in that $70,000 milestone because I did hit it at the very end of June. You can see I was expecting to hit that in about mid-July, so I hit it about, a couple weeks early. And so if things continue as they have been so far this year, which has seen about a $10,000 increase in my net worth every 2 to 2.5 months, I should hit $80,000 net worth by the end of September. Now, originally $80,000 was like my main goal for 2021, was to get an $80,000 net worth. So it does look like I'll be able to hit this. I think the interesting thing will be to see where my net worth ends up at the end of the year, because a lot of my net worth is dependent on the market doing well. So if the market is a bit slower or it turns into a correction in the later half of the year, then I definitely think I'll still be able to hit $80,000. I just don't know if I'll be able to do much better. But if the market, has a couple of good months, I might be able to get closer to $90,000. But I think I might go past it and then drop back down if the market drops and things like that. Lastly, I wanted to just show this very bare spreadsheet. I think this is the first time I'm showing this. This is just something I created to kind of help track those milestones of lots of different things, because I think sometimes we get really focused on hitting a certain net worth, and I think there are a lot of small milestones. I know She Chooses Fire over on Instagram talks a lot about this as well. There are a lot of small milestones along the way that no one's really gonna write home about, but they are fun little achievements and accomplishments. So I kind of wanted to start trying to keep track of them a little bit. This first one is I wanted to hit a net worth of $50,000, and I was expecting that maybe by the end of February, and then I did go ahead and achieve that in about mid-February of 2021. Then there's net worth, which includes all of my assets, including my cash, and then just looking at my invested assets, I hit $30,000 in invested assets at the end of March. This month in June, I was able to hit $20,000 in my 401k. I hit that about a month earlier than I was expecting. I also hit $5,000 invested in my HSA right at the end of June. Again, I was expecting that maybe at the end of August. So yeah, this is just kind of something I recommend everyone maybe tries to create for themselves. Here are the accounts or kind of numbers that I think are of interest to track, and then I just put a value or a goal for those accounts. When I think I could hit that goal, I even designate okay, you can see here that again, my net worth goal is $80,000 by the end of 2021. But then I'm also I think my stretch net worth goal would be $100,000 by the end of 2021. And so I designated that here as a stretch goal, just so I'm aware that, if I don't hit this, that's totally okay. But wouldn't it be cool? Okay, so that is going to be it for this video. Again, if you're interested in more of this spreadsheet and dashboard, you can check out the details down below. I created it for myself, so it is tailored to how I like to look at these types of things. But if you are interested in how I track my net worth, you can check out more details below. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope y'all are staying safe and healthy, and that you have a good day.